of the lift lock, getting set to go on a plein air painting and paddling adventure.
The aesthetic of Canadian art was created from a canoe with the group of 7, and there's been a path of these master painters who like to retreat into nature, visit these remote places and try to capture an iconic Canadian scene, and that's created the sense of art that we look to as Canadians. Whether it's Tom Thompson, who started the group of 7, or F.H. Farley and Lauren Harris, or more recent like Bill Mason, who always took his oil kit out with him. There is a culture here, and we're trying to revive that, and working with the Canoe Museum and working with Paul is a great way to do that and bring that to our list of offerings.
Essentially, we're going to take what's already in your soul or spirit or your energy or your aura or whatever you want to call it, and bring it out onto canvas. And it doesn't matter what it looks like. All that matters is that we express ourselves. We're going to paint with oils today. So it's very versatile, dynamic medium. The other great thing about oil is you can paint in any weather. The purists say to work with primary colors, and that'll give you the best variation and opportunity to explore an infinite number of color opportunities. Focusing on more, what we see, interpreting it and not copying it, exploring color variations and enjoying that process is fundamental. And then we use our pieces as a stepping stone to get somewhere, wherever that may be. There's a little bit of a reflection in the water here. I'll maybe just emphasize that a bit. Maybe put the clouds in the water. There you go, that's a very simple outline of what I want to compose. Because I'm just going to explore the colors and figure out your palette first. Decide what colors, variations you'd like to explore, and do that as much as you can on your palette.
How has this adventure been for you?
Oh, it's just been a fantastic experience. It's just nice to be out close to nature. I mean, with the Voyageur canoe, that's kind of extraordinary as well, and going up and over the lift lock. To be able to be out here and guided through some of the painting on plein air, it's just been really mindful, really enjoying it.
What made you want to take it into this kind of context and a bit of a, paddling adventure context?
Well, I think just spending time with yourself. You have to really like yourself and enjoy spending time on your own. So even though you're with a group of people and we get to meet and chat, when you do something like this, you get to get in touch with what's motivating you, what's of interest to you. So to get to experience oil paints and in Peterborough especially, I mean, we live in such a beautiful city, taking the opportunity, enjoying the great outdoors, and just being in touch with nature. So.
It was a lovely blend of wonderful lunch and the outdoors, of course, is special, and just physically being active, canoeing. That was a great feeling.
So do you think now in your future painting, do you think you might try something new and maybe take a little excursion outside or even paint out in the backyard?
Well, it's interesting you ask that, because I think I've almost forgotten about plein air, how important it is, because I use acrylics and they do dry very quickly. And I feel re-inspired now to try the oils again, because I did start out in oils when I went to art school many years ago. Yeah.
Well, that's so wonderful. It's great to hear what an impact this trip's had on you.
Absolutely. No, I would highly recommend it, and I would go again. Yeah.
Well, Elaine, this is a beautiful piece. Exquisite. Well done.
Plein air is a very traditional way of painting. That's how the masters have done it for centuries. Plein air gives you the opportunity to have that exploration as opposed to focusing on studio work or painting something from a photograph. You can draw upon the tones, the fresh air, the smell, the feelings you get in the outdoors is incomparable to doing studio work.
What are you hearing from the painters on these excursions? What are they getting out of this?
For the most part, people are impressed and surprised on what they can create. And that's the philosophy of Norman Brown, right? That we're bringing out in people to draw upon that inspiration that's sometimes deep within. Because we're so busy with life, it's hard to step outside of that construct we live in. And this experience is designed to allow people to be more free, to draw upon what's in their spirit or their soul and cast it out onto canvas without any barriers, without any self-criticism. That's a big part of this process. It's a whole experience. It can be a half day, and many things can happen in that time. And when you reflect on it, and when that piece is on your wall, and people ask about it, you have a story to tell about it.
Excellent. Paul, thank you so much for guiding us today and for your inspiration.
My pleasure. Thanks, Catherine.
Thank you.